All right, so I picked up the ASM radiator plate today. It's a red one because I am planning on getting the Mugen Intake on the S2000 because this piece is for the S2000. I had like store credit for Evasive, I don't know, for like since 2019. I just never did anything with it. So I ordered this about a month and a half ago and it just got here. But yeah, I'm going to throw it on. It should be pretty easy. I was trying to look for YouTube videos on how to install this. Even though it seems pretty easy, you know, it's always good to just kind of reference what someone else did. But I couldn't really find anything. I saw people with it already on, but no one installing it. So I guess I'll just show you how to install it for those that are curious. So it does come with instructions, and I'm not sure how well you can see that. But yeah, it's pretty simple, but I'll go over it right now and open this up. But essentially, it just kind of goes over all the bolts and stuff that the car already has. So takes off all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, which go there. Seems like these bushings here for the hood go there. Not sure where that goes. I'm guessing this one here goes into that. Beautiful. All right, so I guess I gotta use this. All right, so after you've removed the 5 bolts, you're gonna remove these 2 10mm bolts. I'm using this 24 karat gold icon ratchet, which is pretty dope. All right, so now that everything is off, we're gonna throw this on. And again, it's just gonna go over pretty much everything you took off. Try to tuck it in underneath the gasket here. All right, so I ran into an issue. So this plate that goes here, if you have an S2000, you know what plate this is, has this gasket attached to it. So I guess we put this side by side this way. So this gasket will be kind of like how it's on the red plate, but on here, and then it goes on to there. So when I threw the red plate on top, it wasn't allowing me to throw these bolts on correctly because see this lip here on this bolt, it was catching on this black piece here. So I went ahead and just took it off and put the gasket on the plate. I feel like that's how you're supposed to do it because it just looks better and it sits more flush on the car here. And the radiator mount also sits a little better. I've seen like a photo of someone that threw it right on top of this and they had different bolts and it didn't have this lip. I have the bolts with the lip, so it's causing issues for me. So I just took it off. I'll contact Formula S, ask them about it. If this plate is really needed in that position right there. If it is, I'll go ahead and update this on the description. And just put update. Yeah, put that plate back on. It needs to be there. But so far, I don't think it does. This is a solid piece altogether. So I feel like it would have some similar structure because, you know, they're both the same. It's all one structure. So it should be good. But I'll update on the description if I'm wrong. All right, so it's on there right now. I'm going to go ahead and start putting on the bolts. But I just want to show you, you see how you don't see that black plate in between there, and it's just way easier to just put these bolts on opposed to just trying to like move this thing around and figure out how I'm gonna get this to screw on. Plus it was kind of creating a gap on my bumper, so it was kind of stretching this out. So yeah, that's why I took it off, and we'll see. I'll talk to Formula S and ask them about it, but I feel like it's gonna be fine without it. so everything is done. I went ahead and tightened everything down a little bit too tight. Kind of bent this a little bit, but I don't really mind. Pretty pumped to get that Mugen air intake now because this thing looks pretty sick, and it's exactly how I wanted like my engine bay to look, with that Mugen air intake and this ASM radiator plate. Also got to throw some parts on top of that I have. I just haven't done it yet, and the fuel rail cover and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, before I do anything to that air intake, even though I do have a leak down here because it's ripped, it's causing some weird idle issues, but when I tighten it up, it goes away. But before I touch that, I really want to work on the brakes. It needs calipers, rotors, new brake lines, and probably a master cylinder as well too, just to kind of play it safe. But I'm not sure. I believe they told me that this was an aftermarket one that was on here, but I got to double check with Formula S. But yeah, we're doing brakes next for sure, and then we'll do air intake, and then we should be done. I'm not looking to do power or anything crazy to this car. It's going to stay as stock as possible aside from that air intake later down the road, and that's how I'm going to run it until it breaks, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, all right.